So my new e-bike came with this Intuvia-100 display, and the way that mounts, it's got this handlebar clamp. One of the things I've been trying to do on this bike is I've been trying to clear off the handlebars here. You can see with the mini remote here plus the Intuvia mount, this whole side of the handlebar is completely used up, and this side is open now. I got rid of the reflector that came on this. There was like a white reflector that clamped on here. What I'm trying to do is make some room here so that I have the option of putting on sub brake levers for the hydraulic brakes, and they're kind of like the interrupter or cross brake levers that I have on my Monster Cross bike. That one has cable discs. Yeah, so I put these cross brake levers on my Monster Cross bike over 10 years ago, and I really like these. They're really nice for long descents. They just give you extra hand position so that you can grab the brake there, you can grab the brake there, you can get the brake there. And it's just nice if you're riding on the tops of the bars and you need to stop, you just grab the brake. You don't have to reposition your hands over here. These were set up so they mount over here on the small part of the bar, and then they interrupt the cable housing. And with these, what they do is they actually push on the housing where the regular brake pulls the cable. So I really like that feature on this bike, and one of the problems I have on the new bike is I'll be up here on the flats and I reach for the brakes and they're not there, and then I have to remember, oh yeah, I got to get over on the hoods or on the drops to get the brakes. Now this bike has hydraulic disc brakes. Shimano makes what they call sub brake levers that mount on the 31.8 millimeter section of the bar. There's a clamp that goes around on this side, but then it also has a support over here, because when you pull on the hydraulic lever, there's a piston built into the sub brake lever, because you run the hydraulic hose into the sub brake lever and then out of the sub brake lever, and then it's got its own piston in there. So you need, I think they said it's about 35 millimeters of room on your bar. So I have that room if I get rid of all this stuff. That's today's goal, is I wanted to get rid of this thing. MagCAD makes this E-stem mount for the Intuvia-100. So you basically take the cap off there. So it's basically just a new cap for your stem. This is actually 3D printed. Nice quality 3D print. You know, it's got this built-in mount for the Intuvia. So let me pull the Intuvia off and we'll see if that fits in here. Yeah, so it'll just fit right in there. Yeah, it looks like 4 millimeter. This would go right on there, like that. Yeah, I guess you could mount it in back too, if you wanted to move it back a little bit. Actually, I should have done this at the first. Yeah, you can twist that off. You can get that tight so it stays in position. And then, yeah, you should be able to pop that back in there. And then you can rotate it up or down. But then the nice thing is I can get rid of this big fat clamp. So we get rid of that. That's a really wide clamp. So now I've cleared up some space here. Like I say, I think the sub brake lever can go over here because it needs a clamp right here, and then it's got a support post over here. But I think you can get something like a low profile clamp through that gap there. I would still like to keep this mini remote, because that is used to step through the displays on the Intuvia. Just thought I'd show you that install. Nice quality print, and yeah, really easy to put on. If you have any questions about that, post up in the comments section below. And as always, thanks for watching.